湾区财长会议未见利好消息，希腊财政将步入最危险时期。默克尔说，欧债危机还将至少持续5年。
The one and only one answer for our troubles is more integration.
英国在一体化前敲起退堂鼓，此时深陷债务泥潭的欧盟却荣获本年度诺贝尔和平奖，外界又有怎样的非议？一连2周专访原欧洲议会议长、波兰前总理耶日布泽克。
大家好，欢迎收看今天的风云对话，我是阮智山。提到欧洲啊，大家可能在政治有意识的人都会有点肃然起敬的感觉。为什么呢？欧洲近50年以来，他们一直推动欧洲联盟，在 EU 啊，欧洲联盟有27个成员国。那么欧洲联盟一直到现在，曾经有一度他们要提倡有欧洲联盟的宪章。他们历经了罗马条约啦，甚至有宪章的出现，可是一直没有办法完全通过，所以在前年呢，就通过了一个里斯本条约，就有一点欧洲联盟宪章的味道。那么一直到现在，欧洲联盟这么大的一个政治体系，它有议会，有理事会。可是在这种松散的体系之下，他们居然也出现了欧元区17个成员国的欧元区，那么他们也有各种的这个非常宏大的经济、政治、外交的活动。所以如果不是具有庞大的这个外交底蕴，深厚的外交底蕴，如果不是有这种外交的技巧跟这个成熟的这个思维，不可能在这种松散体制之下能够出现今天欧盟这个体系。那么我们今天非常高兴能够请到非常资深的波兰籍的这个政治家叫布泽克，他曾经担任过欧洲议会的议长。大家别忘了欧洲联盟呢，过去曾经有2个名词，一个叫新欧洲，一个是老欧洲。这并不是说他们是年份有多久，而是说新欧洲是过去东欧集团，就是苏联解体以后的东欧集团，他们后来加入这个欧盟，变成新的欧盟的这个成员国，他们叫新欧洲。那么在波兰当然是新欧洲了。布泽克是波兰的一个资深的这个政治家，他居然能够在2009年当选了欧盟的议会的议长，不容易吧？所以在他的这个看来啊，欧洲的发展对他来讲是一部他目睹之下的发展。所以我们今天很高兴能够请到这位这个曾经担任过欧洲议会议长的布泽克这位资深的政治家来谈一谈欧洲。他跟我们谈一谈欧盟是怎么回事，跟我们谈一谈这个欧元区又是怎么回事。
今年72岁的耶日布泽克教授是来自于波兰的著名工程师、讲师和政治家。1997到2001年担任波兰总理。2009年9月，布泽克以高达85%的支持率当选为欧洲议会议长。他也成为欧洲议会51年历史上首位来自中东欧国家的议长。
Your Excellency, I think you are the most qualified person to talk about the euro and euro crisis now. So can you elaborate to us from your part what the euro crisis now? What's the status now?
Well, it's a crucial question from point of view of our future, our economy, not only in the European Union but also in the whole planet, because we are very much interdependent in our economy. Everything started 4 years ago because of crucial irresponsibility of the people responsible for the financial market. First of all, in the United States, and then in Europe, in the other countries all over the world. And we wanted to help our financial market, banking system, to survive with our citizens' deposits, which was very important for our citizens. And we have done a lot of work since those times. But the next step of the crisis was very high national sovereign debt in some member states in the Eurozone. Not many of them, but 2, 3, we discovered 2 years ago that they are really just in front of collapse because they cannot give the money back. So there were two reasons: irresponsibility in the financial system and irresponsibility of some member states in the European Union. Because many of them, like Germany, Finland, Luxembourg, Austria, Netherlands, they were doing very well in the Eurozone. So not the Eurozone itself and Euro currency was responsible for the crisis, and also not the European Union as a whole, not European institutions. Now we should improve that. We should have more surveillance, we should have more coordination, more cooperation. We should create something like new rebuild European Union with more cooperation and integration.
紧随2008年全球金融海啸的步伐，欧债危机随之爆发，造成了数十年来全球经济最严重的一次衰退。有舆论纷纷提出质疑，将引发欧洲经济衰退的矛头指向了欧洲单一的货币体系。近2年来，欧元区国家的一举一动也牵动着整个世界的神经。
Last year, Eurozone passed a decision that 17 of them, each member should have their own budget to approve by the whole Eurozone in order to cut the deficit and recover the budget according to that country's situation.
Yeah.
So is that the consensus decision now? Every 17 of them are practiced now?
Yeah, we've got two, as a matter of fact, tools to avoid the crisis, and we have developed them quite recently. One is European Stability Mechanism. It means a big amount of money, €500 billion to support countries in trouble, especially in South Europe. And the second tool is European Central Bank, which is ready, and it was announced in September, to help any country of Eurozone in trouble. So from point of view of financial markets, we are in quite good situation now. But of course, the sovereign debt crisis is still present. So for some countries like Greece, like Portugal, also Spain, it will take another 20, maybe 30 years to give all the money back. But it is possible to do so. Why? Because we are in the European Union with a special type of cooperating. We called it solidarity between the member states.
Right.
And in this case, we can, on the basis of solidarity mechanism, to support to the countries in trouble. And it's also another important mechanism now. We are creating banking union. It means to check all the banking system all the time, to avoid any crises in the future, and also fiscal union. It means we can compare our national budgets and to know if we are tackling our fiscal policy in the proper way without too big budgetary deficit and spending money for development, for growth, for creating jobs, not for spoiling our money. So from this point of view, is a big improvement in the European Union.
10月23日，欧盟财长会议如期举行。在从当天开始的调解程序期内，成员国财长们本要就2013年预算进行协商，但由于在2012年的第6号追加预算案上出现分歧，部分国家拒绝为今年财赤增拨90亿欧元。本次会议无果而终。
Some people say that some of the southern European countries like Greece, they get used to borrow money and they get used to live in the borrow money without thinking about the frugality in the budget. So you agree with that?
Well, it's a very complicated situation. That's true that such a country like Greece or also Portugal and Spain, they have received a lot of money for last, let's say, 25, 30 years. Because on the basis of this mechanism, of solidarity mechanism, there were poorer countries than the others, and the help from the richer countries of the European Union went to them for many, many years. And now we can say we expect the responsibility from the countries which are now in trouble, but that was their own responsibility, politicians' responsibility, that they went to such a big sovereign debt 10 or 12 years ago. So I think people could understand step by step that it is necessary to go through austerity measures and to survive together with other countries in the Eurozone. And also it's very important that we are just putting much more attention to the growth and creating jobs in the European Union, not only austerity measures, but also using our budget to create jobs and growth and competitiveness of the member states of the European Union. And another tool, very important, is common budget of the European Union. We just think about multi-annual financial framework for the next 7 years. It could be also helpful from point of view of growth and competitiveness and creating jobs.
欧元区财长会议未见利好消息，希腊财政将步入最危险时期。默克尔说，欧债危机还将至少持续5年。
One and only one answer for our troubles is more integration.
英国在一体化前敲起退堂鼓，此时深陷债务泥潭的欧盟却荣获本年度诺贝尔和平奖，外界又有怎样的非议？一连2周专访原欧洲议会议长、波兰前总理耶日布泽克。
欢迎回来。大家知道欧盟地区啊，国家多，大国小国，有钱的国家，穷的国家，有各种不同的意见。所以呢，在过去在欧元区有危机了以后，甚至于有的欧盟区的国家，像这个英国，他就认为我们这个欧盟地区在政治还没有完全统一之前呢，我们的这个预算案要有另外一套。所以有很多的国家视这个英国为欧盟地区的一个特立独行的一个国家。我们有人开玩笑说，在欧洲所有的国家的这个马路上方向盘啊，驾驶方向都在左边，只有英国方向盘是在右边的。可见呢，它是欧盟地区唯一的一个跟大家意见不一样的国家。那么德国总理默克尔曾经也警告过英国，在欧盟区不要太特立独行。所以我们接下来要请这个布泽克先生呢跟我们谈一下啊，这个英国他所扮演的角色到底是什么？他为什么会在欧盟地区特立独行？特立独行以后会对欧盟会造成什么样的后果？请看。
与欧洲大陆隔英吉利海峡相望的英国，一直与欧盟保持着若即若离的关系。他没有加入欧元区，对欧盟峰会的修改条约、加强金融监管等议题，也常常持有强硬的反对态度。英国首相卡梅伦已经多次强调，要以公投决定英国与欧盟的关系。为避免触怒其他成员国，卡梅伦或将再次押后原定于下月发表的公投宣言。
Some of the countries like Great Britain, they hesitate to pass this, especially for the past weeks. Prime Minister Cameron, he hit resistance within their parliament to agree with the European budget. So what's the difficulty among the 27 members who have to pass the budget consistently.
Yeah, there are some problems inside European Union, despite of the problems with sovereign debt crisis. One of them is, of course, creating our common budget. We can say that in some member states, we need to go through very difficult austerity measures inside the country. So some countries say in the times of austerity measures, we should not pay for the European Union budget because we don't have enough money in our budget.
Right.
But on the other hand, my answer, my response for that is that European Union common budget in 95% used for investment, for competitiveness, for growth, for creating jobs, and only 5% of European Union budget is spent for administration. There is no any other budget with such efficiency. So this budget could be very effective for creating growth in the European Union and overcoming crisis.
So are you worried about a country like the United Kingdom? They threaten to withdraw from EU because of the budget. You will worry about this?
Well, it's a problem, I must say, because we need more integration.
Right.
As I told you, the crisis was caused by irresponsibility in the financial system and the responsibility of some member states. Not many of them, 3, 4 member states. It means that was not caused by the European Union itself, by European institutions. We don't have any budget deficit in European Union budget or any debt in the European Union, general as an institution. So from this point of view, European Union and European Union institutions could be the answer and solution for the crisis, not causing the crisis at all. So from this point of view, it would be very good if we could have more integration. 20 years ago, at the beginning of Euro common currency decision, beginning of monetary union decision, we knew, as a matter of fact, that we need also banking union, fiscal union, more cooperation, coordination and integration. But we didn't have enough political power to integrate ourselves 20 years ago. Now during the crisis, it's sometimes easier, because if we know that the one and only one answer for our troubles is more integration, so we are ready to integrate ourselves. Except with 1 or 2 countries which don't like it and don't understand the position of other countries. But as you know, the member states are still independent in the European Union from point of view of the crucial decision. Are we ready for integration or not? Further integration. United Kingdom answers no. We are not ready for further integration. It's a pity. I am worried about that. And we would like to convince United Kingdom to go together with others towards further and deeper integration.
从最初的6个到如今的27个成员国，从建立共同市场到应用统一的货币，欧盟已在一体化的道路上前进了很远。而这一过程似乎也仅是在政治精英们的推动下完成的。直到欧债危机初露端倪，当切身利益受到波及的时候，欧洲的公民们才意识到一体化的进程也关乎着自己的命运，才开始进行民主化的对抗。欧洲一体化在未来将走向何方？
Some of the American economists said if you have political unification, then you might enforce the financial unification more effectively. You think this is a right approach?
Yeah, that's right. But you know, for the United States of America, it has taken them 200 years to be as integrated as they are today.
Right.
So we are quite young from this point of view because we have only 60 years of our European Union. And I think, from my perspective, we should think about United States of Europe, but in the perspective of maybe 1 century. Because today is not a proper atmosphere for that between our citizens. And the most important are our citizens. They must decide they want to integrate themselves. So it will take some decades, maybe 1 century. Now, just in nowadays, it is not even necessary to change our treaties if we want to integrate ourselves stronger, to create fiscal union, banking union, more economic union, political union. Is not even necessary to change the treaties. The decision of member states, the decisions of governments, prime ministers, chancellors, presidents, and parliaments, national parliaments, towards further integration is enough for today. Maybe in the next few years we can also change the treaty. But it's a very, very long way if we want to achieve United States of Europe. Probably 100 years. But now it is not necessary because we can integrate ourselves much stronger and to be much stronger against any next crisis if we want to use the existing treaties.
今天我们和曾经担任过欧洲议会议长的布泽克先生来谈过了欧盟各种问题的发展啊，还有目前的现状。那么我们也知道啊，目前的欧盟啊是由这个里斯本条约比较松散的一个条约，还不算是宪章，来推动它所有的这个行政啦、经济啊、外交的这个工作。那么很多人也说，这个里斯本条约可能要扩大、要修正、要修改内容，那甚至于有更激进的说，我们要用欧洲的这个宪章来取代，然后达到欧洲统一、政治统一的一个目标。不过这个路途还是很遥远的。那么我们下个星期同一时间，我们再邀请布泽克先生来就有关的欧洲这方面的进一步的话题来跟我们分析，到底他在他的眼光，尤其是在这个很多的东欧地区啊，加入欧盟地区以后，他们所遭遇到什么样的问题，对他们是不是有什么好处？我们请布泽克先生在下周来跟我们做仔细的分析。感谢你收看今天的风云对话，我们7天之后再见。